Welcome back to our Moodle introductory videos, and in this video we're going to be talking all about quizzes. All of our courses here at CPS use Moodle, and they all have Moodle quizzes that are required as part of our students' continuous assessment mark. How do you know if your students have a Moodle quiz? Well, the first thing you're going to look at is your pacing guide that was sent to you by your course leader. That should have in it every required Moodle activity or quiz and when that opens, when that begins, and when it ends. Another place to look is on the homepage of Moodle. Most course leaders have added some type of calendar here that gives when different quizzes are opening and when you need to do those. You can see here in 340 it has InVocab 1 opens, InVocab 1 closes. Also, you can just open a week in Moodle and see if there is a quiz there. So if I go to week 2 here in 340, I see, yes, there is a quiz and it receives a grade. So I want to be sure that my students are aware that this quiz is happening in Moodle and that they know how to take it. So let's talk about some of the different features of the quiz. So the first thing is any quiz in Foundation that is for a continuous assessment mark is going to have an opening time and a closing time. Because this is a computer, these times are digital and they are hard set. So before Sunday, 18th September, 8 a.m., students will not have access to this quiz. They can come here, they can kind of read a few things about it, but they can't get into it. At 8 a.m., it will open and they can start working. Thursday, the 29th of September at 1 p.m., that quiz is going to close. That means after 1 p.m., they will not be able to get in there anymore. If a student comes to you and says, please, please, please open the quiz, you just have to tell them, sorry, I can't do that. As non-editing teachers, we don't have that permission. You would have to go and ask your CL to do that. And typically CLs don't love to open quizzes after they've closed unless there's been some kind of really big problem within Moodle. So you want to be sure that students are aware of when these quizzes open, when they close, and follow up with them, especially in the beginning of the semester, to be sure that they are doing the quizzes on time, that they're not losing out on that. The next thing you want to look at is any special directions about the quiz. Depending on what the purpose of the quiz is, how the quiz was set up in Moodle, how the quiz is meant to be run, because this is, again, students are doing on their own. CLs have put different restrictions on the quiz. So you can see this InVocab quiz for 340 says you have to complete each page in order. That's not the same for every quiz. Some quizzes you can jump back and forth between the pages. You can go forward, backwards, tag something, go back. For this quiz, though, you must proceed page by page. You can't go back. Some quizzes will tell you they have a time limit. Some quizzes will tell you that once you start the attempt, you must finish it in one sitting. You can't save any of your progress. So again, each quiz is going to be a little bit different, and you're going to want to look here to find that information about how that quiz is presented to students. The next thing you want to look at is the attempts allowed. Again, this changes depending on what the quiz is, what its purpose is, how it's being presented to students. For this quiz, students have 3 chances to improve their grade. Other quizzes might have 1 attempt, some might have unlimited attempts. Again, it just kind of depends on what the course leader and the assessment unit have decided is best for that particular quiz. And then if there is more than 1 attempt, there's going to be some kind of grading method. This one is graded by the average of these multiple attempts. So students do it once, that's their grade. If they do it twice, we're going to average those grades together, and whatever it comes out to is going to be their grade. 3 times we average all 3 grades together. Again, this is important for students to understand. If it's going to be averaging, be sure that you don't just throw away an attempt because you got tired. Be sure to do your best on all of them. Some will say highest score, so that kind of changes maybe how students will attempt the quiz. So that's kind of it for quiz. You can preview the quiz and look at it as what it looks like from a student perspective, but mostly you want to be sure students understand all the information on this page and that they are keeping up with their quiz scores. All right, thanks a bunch. See you next time.